Okay, here we are. We'll talk in a minute. It's about to get noisy. Targeted the corners both ways. Center, and not center, but we broke it up kind of evenly. All right, talk to you real soon. Using the soft cut prowler. Thank you. Okay, there's all the saw cuts and thoroughly cleaned. Looks like it's draining real nice. The challenging part is they're coming to do the stone. They need to stay off of this until Sunday. Okay. Think that'll work? Maybe. Okay, we just left that patio. Had a conversation with Steve. Hey, Dad, looks like rain's moving back in a little bit later. Radar's still real sporadic. You know, it's just little blips everywhere. So just looking up in the direction we're going, you know, it looks brighter, clearer. So I went ahead and ordered a small load of concrete, 7 yards. Medium-sized load of concrete. We'll get the porch and one pad in the turnaround poured. Now what that'll do, that'll allow the other workers a place to walk on Monday while we pour the rest of the driveway. If we can get more than that poured today, maybe we will, but it looks like rain moving back in around 2 o'clock, so we just want to be done well before that. And you know, with all the radar and weather apps, you know, just look up once in a while and say, okay, looks like we got a window, we're going for it. So that's what I did. Let's see how it works out. I'll see you on the job site. Okay, good. I'm glad I called when I did. We're not too far from their plant. We just finished getting all the tools out, and here's Tony getting situated in there, doing a backup and a pull in. 12-foot wide drive with a flare at the end. He can swing it right up in there. There we go. Is he good or what? And that's what I like about the limestone. Once again, how it locks together. If that was gravel, it would be moving much more than it is. You can see very little compression, and that's almost a fully loaded truck. All right, let's get them mixed up and get this poured before rain comes. Nice easy pour for us. That was about 5.5 to 6 yards. Two passes with the bull float. Okay, let's go hit that porch. Here he comes up through the front yard. I remember pouring this basement in a rainstorm. Okay. Yep. Give him traction as the extension cord's wrapped up around the tire. Okay. We didn't add any water to it yet. Let's keep it nice and tight. It's a small porch, and that way we don't splash anything. Keeping our rods up on our concrete lip wall, I mean. Making sure they don't push forward. We don't want to see rebar any closer than this to the face of that. Can you push that rod back, dude? Yep. Yeah, away from the face. Yeah. Yep. I'm gonna have to get out of the way here. Okay. I don't know if I've ever talked about this. We like to tap the faces, see how that concrete moves? That consolidates it and gets all the air out of that face, so it rubs off easier. So one step further, you can put your float right here, give it a light tap, and push down gently. Now you can see how that really compresses it, and a lot less tapping. Concrete moving right into place, consolidating that front. See the bubbles coming out. There's that accent. So that's one way we do it. Vibrator, tapping, and pushing. Okay, let's get this cleaned up. Almost coffee. If only there was some sort of app or way that we could look up if it was going to rain or not, so we didn't have to hold plastic. I would check radar and show you guys. There's the tiniest little dot. Right over us. Concrete safe, that's all that's important. Okay, the rain is sticking around a little bit longer than I had hoped for. Holding plastic for about 15 minutes. Still misting where I don't want this water touching the concrete. So not one drop of rain hit this concrete so far. So we're just making a lean-to. We'll raise that side up. Now we can work under it, and this can stay here all day, and the concrete's nice and safe. The guys are just putting this together. Good. You want a couple in there?
I got two. Do you want that one?
Okay, I didn't know you had two. All right. Okay. Let's go camping. Okay, it's probably hard to see. Concrete is all done. Let's go check on the front porch. I'm down to about 6% battery. I'll go switch batteries. Nice simple lean-to tent. Dirty tool. How you guys looking? Yeah. What do you need, Steve?
4 spaces.
Very nice. We'll cut that with a grinder tomorrow. How can I help you? There. And clear. Now you're only going to see down to here, so all we need to do is rub that up. We get the screw gun out of the rain, and we'll do same thing, simple lean-to here. I don't think this is getting wet. Okay, it's actually starting to pick up again. Did a simple lean-to with the overhang, and this, again, no rain is hitting it. Nice and safe. They started brooming, it's a little bit soft. So we cut this border corner to corner and then center. It always wants to crack center. So this border, we're going to do a reverse broom, and it dresses it up a little bit. Not as nice as our decorative stamp, but it's just a little bit of a detail work, and I think it really looks nice. Take care of that little dimple there. I was changing batteries or building the tent whenever Steve was rubbing this out. He didn't touch here. You can see how the face was very consolidated. It took very little effort to rub that up. And that's important because the more you rub it up, now that could sag and move. And then as you're approaching at eye level, you'll see a big sag in that step and it looks terrible. So we like them nice, crisp, clean, straight. And I hope it is. I didn't even look at it yet. I'm just assuming it is. Let's take a look together. I think that passes inspection. Okay, I'll get this broomed and clean up, and I think that's going to be about it for today. Yeah, there's half of it broomed. We can't open that door. They have it taped shut. Let me show you how I did this. I'll get you sitting right about here. So we're just with a small hand broom and a float. You clean on the float and a little bit of a stretch. Now this is about an 18-inch hand broom. You don't want to use a too small of a one. Something going on there. I pulled some debris away from that wall and left a mark in the broom mark. Mark in the broom mark. Add to the face. And follow that cut to make sure you're nice and straight. One more time. There we go. What do you think, Matt?
That's good. Looks nice. That's going to bring it the other way.
Well, I want to reverse to the border. We're going to do the border today. Okay. There we go. All done. See you Monday morning. Okay, we got sort of rained out. Got a little bit of work done. Stephen and I, Rachel and the girls went and had lunch, and Stephen called and said, hey, Dad, we got those couple of logs. Why don't we pick them up? I'm like, yeah, sure. We got all kinds of time. I got a meeting at 2:30. It's 1:45. I don't know where the time goes. Holy cow. So I'm pulling in here to look for Steve. We got to throw 2 logs on my trailer. Hopefully he is all ready to go. Am I in the wrong housing plan? I don't see him. Let me drive around a little bit and see. Is he up here? Come on, come on, come on, come on. Where is he? Let's try this way. It's a big hunt. There he is, right there. Okay. All right, we'll get these logs loaded. Let's take a look at them. More logs for the sawmill. Maybe we'll get some time on that here in the next couple of weeks. And go up there. Okay, let me turn this off. Quit wasting your time and we'll find them. Okay, there it is. That's a nice looking log. That's a big one. It's amazing how heavy these are. Like you can Google that. I'll walk with you. You can Google that. There's an app that tells you, what is that? Red oak, 30-inch diameter, 10-foot long. That's like 2 or 3 ton.
I can feel it in the machine.
Well, that's the biggest machine we got. It's picking it up off the ground. Okay. Hey, I gotta be there in about 15 minutes. And it's about a 15-minute drive. I don't know. It seems like I'm always late.
Yeah, that's like a third of the size. So I let my dad jump in and do that because with my luck, I would have bashed his wheel well in, and he's got a meeting to get to in about 15 minutes, he said. So we're gonna go get one more small one, and I'll get him chained down and get him on the road. Two logs loaded. He's got to get to a meeting, so I'm going to get these chained down for him so he can get going. Happy Friday, everyone. Okay, it is 2 o'clock, and I was watching a video. Oh, here comes Ryan from Victory up. So we'll see what those guys are up to as I drive home. Okay, good morning. Back here Saturday morning. Quick coloring. First hit it with some water and dampen it so the material flows, doesn't dry too quick. That's not bad. Now notice it's just damp. There's no puddles, there's no standing water.
full sprayer of color, more than I need. That way if I run out right in the middle, I don't have to mix up another batch. And it's been setting a couple minutes. Give it a shake. Keep that mixed up in there. I'll go over what I'm using in just a minute. We'll get through this quick, so stay with me here. This is important. See how it sprays on, and you can just start to see it settling in. Now you can take a little push broom and move it around a little bit and help it. Get it nice and even on there. It really doesn't take much, especially if it's damp. So I'll hit this with the hose. I'm doing a third, and a third. So permatique, no permatique. Okay, I'll put you on time lapse. I'll show you when I'm done. Okay, that's what it looks like, all done and starting to dry. It'll go back to that dull, flat look. When we seal it, it'll be close to that. All right, back tomorrow morning. Hey guys, a most commonly asked question I get is, how soon do I seal the concrete after I place the concrete? And I like to seal it as soon as possible. Let me give you a couple scenarios and I'll get through this very quickly. So stay with me. It's really interesting. So the chemical makeup of cement is, once it sees moisture, the molecules start to grow little fingers. And if those fingers have enough moisture for a long enough time, now they intertwine and touch each other and grow into each other. Now you have very dense and strong concrete. If the moisture evaporates out of that concrete, like on hot days when it comes out real fast, those molecules don't have a chance to grow and touch. Now you have very weak concrete and very less durable concrete. Wintertime freeze and thaw, you just don't have this internal strength to withstand the movement, the freeze and thaw contractions, and you'll see crumbling concrete. That's one reason. So guys, if you're not using curing compounds or surface curing seals, you should be. So customers, when you're having work done, ask if they're going to be taking care of that. You know, the old days, water it down and burlap. We can't do that anymore because that leaves marks on the concrete. That is the best way to cure concrete. We never do it. We would get a phone call every job. As you peel that burlap back off it, it's all blotchy, but that is the strongest concrete. Now they have other blankets, but we just never find anything that doesn't mark the surface of the concrete as it dries. If you pour concrete in the winter and have to put blankets on it, you know what I'm talking about. So the molecule thing, was very interesting to me when I learned about it, and it made perfect sense. So that's why we use curing compounds, or SRT. I talk about that quite often. So my question that I wanted to answer was, how soon do we seal our concrete? Our decorative work, it's usually 3 days. And the first night I come back and water everything down. Next morning, if not that night, the next morning I do my saw cutting and cleaning. So 2 days of watering and saturating that. And then the third day after we're coloring, I get a coat of sealer on it. That's our most common practice, and it seems to be working pretty well. To wait 28 days to put anything on the concrete, if it's above 75, 80 degrees, I think you could be jeopardizing the strength of the concrete. So I hope that answers your questions. See you tomorrow. Okay, there it is. Coat of sealer on there, that's drying. Now the owner will cover this up. They'll do their stonework. Boy, doesn't that look nice, huh? And then we can come in and do a second coat on this if needed down the road. All right, this project's a wrap.